So this is how I created my atonal composition piece. I first started out with the idea of composing a 12-tone row using my last name, Matusik. To start it off, I created this small table you see here from 1 to 12 on the top, and then using the letters of the alphabetic in order from A to L, and then just going from below M to X, and then at the end Y, Z. Using those letters, spelling my name, I figured out what numbers would be in order first. Since my last name is only 7 letters and I needed 12, I decided to go up a fourth a couple of times because that was an interval that seemed to be common. And once I was unable to go up a fourth anymore before repeating the number, I decided to just go ascending order in numerically of what was left, since there was only 3 numbers left. I then put those numbers in order, where it starts off with 0 and then 10. From the numbers, I then created my P0, the 12-tone row, using the notes. And this is how I created my 12-tone row. I then created my matrix so I can find all of the possibilities that I can use in my composition of the different forms of the row. To find my I0, that is why you are seeing these intervals. And to find I0, I just had to switch the direction of the interval. So this is my matrix. And as you can see, what's highlighted in green are the rows that I decided to use in my composition. So the P0 is my main 12-tone row. And then I also decided to use P9, P2, RI0, RI6, and RI2. I decided to use these rows because those were the rows that seemed to work in this piece that I was thinking of composing, and had more of a possibility with the notes they were ending with or starting with. So my composition piece can be a continuous musical piece. So here is my composition piece, and based off of my composition, the rows that I just talked about, I will tell you now. So measures 1 and 2 and 13 and 14 are my main 12-tone row P0. I decided to use ABA form because it just seemed very reasonable to do so. So my other rows that I decided to use that were highlighting green, I will mention now for you. Measures 3 to 5 are my row R2. The end of the measure 5 until 7 are RI6. The end of the measure of 7 to 10 are P9. Measures 11 and 12 are RI0. And then starting in measure 5 to 6 of the piano, and then going counterclockwise to measure 4 of the flute part, would be P2. So hopefully you can see all the different kinds of forms of the row that I used in this one composition piece. I will also mention that the piano accompaniment here is very different. My left hand chords are just an octave apart because that is the one hand that I wanted to just be just some small background to my music. And then the right hand of the piano accompaniment is the actual melody to interact with the flute part, as if they're having a conversation. You can also see that I do have dynamics written in my performance video. I do play some of these dynamics just to kind of show you what it would sound like, mainly from measures 7 to 11. So you should be able to hear it, but if you do not, I do apologize about that. If you have any other questions or have any comments, please feel free to comment down below. Thank you very much.